Let's go to the Nationals leader, David Littleproud, who joins me from St George in Queensland. Good to talk to you again, David. I keep reading that there's argy-bargy in the coalition. Some people in the coalition want to wave this through. Why on earth wouldn't the coalition just stand firm and say the law is there, the tax cuts come in on July the 1st, Labor promised to keep them, and you won't abide any new laws to meddle with them?
Yeah, and look, the guiding principle that both the Nationals and the Liberals have is that we want to give as much of your tax dollar back to you as we possibly can. We don't want you to have to pay more tax than you have to. We believe that you're better placed to spend your money than what some of our government departments are, and we should only take what we need. And now, we've delivered. We were the ones that delivered the first two stages of this, and this was important tax reform. Important tax reform that made our tax system fairer for everybody moving forward. And those first two tranches help both the low and middle income earners. And you've got to appreciate that the changes that the government's now making are apparently about this cost of living crisis that Anthony Albanese had an epiphany on the 1st of January and decided that finally he's realised there's been a cost of living crisis for the last 18 months. He wants to do something about it. But what they're actually announcing won't help any of those low and middle income earners until July 1. If they were serious about this, they wouldn't walk away from tax reform that made our tax system fairer and more aspirational, but in fact would have gone to the root cause of inflation and announced policies that would drive down those drivers of inflation, but also give targeted and temporary relief to the low and middle income earners around cost of living pressures that are experienced at the moment, so that all Australians that are feeling this would actually benefit. And that's the missed opportunity here. They could have actually gone back to Parliament and moved temporary and targeted measures that go to the heart of the cost of living pressures that low and middle income earners are feeling, and rolled it out the door immediately, not in another 5 or 6 months down the track. This cost of living crisis people have been feeling for 18 months, and apparently Anthony Albanese is still going to wait another 5-6 months for it. Now, we are united in the fact that we want to reduce the tax, but we also haven't taken the extravagant step of Peter Dutton and I calling back all the coalition at the expense of the Australian taxpayer for an extra $500,000 just so that we can get to a position on this. The legislation hasn't been provided to us, so when we get back, we'll work through this methodically, but we'll give a commitment. Then we go to the next election, as we did the last one, an ironclad guarantee that our tax policy will be one that will stand the test of time and one that we'll deliver in entirety.
What's your inclination as Nationals leader, though, just to stick with what's been legislated now and refuse any adjustment?
Well, look, I'm not going to get drawn into what will be a discussion that my party room will have. I believe in the primacy of the Nationals party room, and we'll have that discussion, as Peter will have with the Liberals. But that guiding principle about making sure that we can deliver as much of Australian dollars back to the Australian taxpayer as we possibly can, but understand that the cost of living pressure is now. Jim Chalmers is trying to play politics while for another 5 months people's wallets are bleeding, when he could have come with a more mature approach to this rather than blowing up important tax reform to giving targeted temporary measures to those low and middle income earners now and put money back in their pocket now to help them get through. This is just blatant politics about Dunkley rather than what's good and what's there to help the Australian people that are doing it toughest.
Thanks for joining us, David. Appreciate it.